Oops. Hold on here. Just wait a minute here. Yes, of course. The most basic thing here is, oh yes, more importantly, is to get some little shits here, of course. Oh yes. So hold on. Just be patient with it. Just haven't actually finished setting up things. Gee. But now, anyways, here's the most absolute thing here. Here's my most absolute message that I wanna send out right now before I before I begin the show. Alright. So by the meaning of it is this. This the most absolute important message for all Christians. If I were you, think, think wisely, choose wisely, because this is the time where all of Christians, yes, this is the time where Christians needs to make a choice. Who they're gonna choose? Like, who are we gonna choose? I mean, Intelio. To all, to here's my message to you all, to my all fellow Christians. When are you gonna wake up and can tell you the time where as Christian a choice who exactly we're gonna choose? Is it Jesus or Barabbas? And who you would rather obey? Jesus or a man? Meaning talking about the government, like bringing this tyrannical government. Think, think, because I'm pretty much sure that you would choose Jesus over Barabbas. But unfortunately, that kind of most of Christians, yes, most of you chose Barabbas over Jesus. Like, come on, can tell you. Because if you don't wake up now, our freedom of religion, yes, our religious freedoms will be taken away in the blink of eye if you guys gonna be still sitting in your couches so comfortably. And I can tell you, this freaking government is not with you at all. They don't fear God. We need to put a God fearing leader, a leader that who actually fears God. Alright? So, once again, choose wisely and think wisely. Think, because I can tell you, if you don't wake up now and like if you don't wake up now and start saying no to this tyranny, guess what? You're gonna wake up in the blink of eye. Yes, pretty much sure. If you don't do something now, like if all if the rest of Christians there don't do something now about this, I can guarantee you, you're gonna wake up. All of us are gonna wake up one day in a blink of eye that our religious freedoms are again. Not only religious freedom, yes, freedom of peaceful assembly, press freedom, and not only that, freedom of association, freedom of speech, freedom of expression, freedom of opinion. Yes, all of our basic fundamental freedoms. So if I were you, think, like, get all your freaking things together, right? And guess what? I have also a very special message that I want to send out to all pastors there. Open up the churches. Yes, open up your churches now. Open up your churches now. Stand up for our religious freedom before they're gone forever. Please. Because if we don't do some, if Christians don't do something about it now, yes, if the whole Christian, if the whole Christianity don't do something right now, yes, we're gonna lose our religious freedom. I can tell you, we're gonna lose it. So if I were you, stop pleasing this tyrannical government. Stop pleasing this freaking globalist. Alright. Stop pleasing these bureaucrats. It's time to make them uncomfortable. Yes, it's time to make the government time to make the tyrannical government uncomfortable. It's time to make this don't I wouldn't say hypocrites, but it's time to say no. It's time make these bureaucrats uncomfortable, and it's time to start making these globalists uncomfortable. make them uncomfortable. By how? Standing up for religious freedom, open up the churches. Because I can tell you, as of right now, I can tell you. And not only that, to all Christians across Canada, wake up, wake up, open up the churches, and stand for religious freedom. Because it clearly states in the Canadian Charter Rights, from the beginning of the Charter Rights, clearly states here, whereas Canada is founded upon principles that recognize the supremacy of God and the rule of law, and this tyrannical government is not even honoring it. They're not even recognizing the supremacy of God. So, wake up. Wake the hell up. Stand up and please put this. Take my message as an example. Alright? In hello. By the reason of it, uh, good evening and welcome to Asseylum Justin Villamor show. And uh, ready to pretty much sure that we're gonna be starting now. Yes. Just finished sending out this very huge special message for all Christians around the world. I tell you, because freedom of religion is one of the absolute fundamental freedoms that we enjoy here. I tell you. So basically, not only basically that not only the freedom of religion is important, yes, all other basic fundamental freedoms is also important. So I can tell you that so important to choose. It's time to stand up and say no. Anyways, enough of it, and uh, let's get straight to the music here.
When times get tough, no one should feel left in the dark. Introducing Connected for Life. It's our promise to keep you connected while we help you find the right financial relief programs. Visit hydro1.com.
enough of it. Uh, yes, it is one of the absolute basic things that I can tell you as of right now is uh, that the music will be changed, yes, will be different tomorrow. So I think tomorrow is gonna be different. So be sure to tune in for it. Yes. So how about we should begin with this little video from Trinity Bible Chapel. Let's let's take a look on this whole video.
Listen, the government receives its authority from God. God sets the limits on that authority and will hold them accountable, and they are in no way permitted to dictate to the church how to worship. Period, paragraph, end of story. The bride of Christ, essentially, right now, is in captivity. And her bridegroom, who purchased her with his own blood, cannot be pleased with this. He cannot be pleased with the way the government is treating his bride. And it is upon the ministers, the under shepherds, to stand up and defend her.
Trinity Bible Chapel.
More charges will be laid against Trinity Bible Chapel.
Pastors have received fines. Churches have received fines. Our church has received threats of vandalism and violence. People are afraid to go to church because they don't want to be harassed by police or bylaw officers or public health workers on their way to church. And now we have a pastor in jail. So yeah, the Canadian church is being persecuted right now.
Yeah, so I'm supposed to appear in court April 1st.
Ironically, of course, many are saying this is not persecution. But Jesus said very clearly that blessed are you when you're persecuted for righteousness' sake. So he didn't say blessed are you when you are persecuted for sharing the gospel, but for righteousness' sake.
The men who are being persecuted and the churches that are being persecuted are asserting the supremacy of Jesus Christ over the church in a way that offends the government that wants to be supreme over the church.
So no amount of fine, no amount of jail time as they come together to worship. Christ is king, and so we're here to worship him, and he is above every other authority.
And our Canadian Charter begins with the preamble declaring that we are founded on the principles which recognize what? The supremacy of God, not the supremacy of the state, not the supremacy of any political actor, not the supremacy of bureaucrats and medical professionals, but the supremacy of God.
It boils down to one issue, and the issue is this: who defines church? Who makes the rules of what worship is? Who makes the rules of who can and cannot worship Christ together? It's not the government, it's Christ. It's Christ. He gets to pick who goes to church. He gets to pick who can and cannot worship together. He gets to pick who can be together. He designs his own worship. And it's not the prerogative of the state to tell us how he should be worshiped.
God delegates his authority to various spheres, and one of the areas that he has not delegated to the king is worship.
I don't need to get permission from the premier to preach the word of God. The people of God don't need a legislature to vote to decide whether we can worship or not.
Is Jesus worthy? Right now, most people are asking questions on the horizontal level. So asking, could somebody get sick? Could they possibly die? What will the neighborhood think, the community think? What about the government? What about fines? What about possibility of imprisonment? Christians' question is different. Our question is simply this: what does Jesus deserve? What belongs to him? And he deserves his worship. He ought to be worshiped by his people.
We are not afraid, alarmed by our opponents. There is no fear in us, not in the least. And if they take one, there will be another that will stand in his place. And when he's gone, another will stand in his place. And we'll continue again and again and again. Why? because Christ is worthy.
Let the church of God worship in song, in scripture reading, and the preaching of the word and our despair. Church, be reinstated. Call your people back to public worship. Amen. Amen. Amen.
A lot of people are saying that, well, we can still do some things. We can still gather in smaller groups if they let us do it. The problem, of course, is that all of these decisions are being made not by Jesus Christ, who is the head and king of the church. The difference between a man and a woman.
Persecution has taught me a very, very practical lesson, and that is that the gospel of Jesus Christ goes forward by means of his people. And I have seen an outpouring of the Holy Spirit in our church like I have never seen in 20 years of ministry.
I can say that, personally speaking, I've never had better Sabbaths. Our worship has never been better here. The Lord's face was shining upon us. We enjoyed communion with God like we haven't here. It was precious. And I find myself actually sometimes yearning for another lockdown because the preciousness of God's presence during persecution was so good.
As soon as we start singing as a congregation, they haven't sang for almost a year now, and then it just floodworks, tears coming from their eyes. They've never given a handshake or a hug with somebody for months upon months, and then so to do that, I just don't think pastors realize just how hurting so many people are, and so many Christians, and they're lost, and they don't have shepherds, and they don't have brothers and sisters they're able to come together with.
Well, to those who have been closed, I would just urge them to remember the vows they made, in particular pastors, the promises they've made, the Savior who has done so much for them, the songs that we sing about Calvary. Remember all that we say about the Lord Jesus' suffering for us, and remember that he said we are to count the cost. So having counted the cost, let's go ahead and pay it. Let's willingly say to Jesus, you are worthy. And I can assure you that the experience of all of us who have been doing this, who have been gathering at risk of penalty to ourselves and our families, blessings from heaven that we just can't even tell the story of. We can't put into words.
People keep asking us, what can you do for us? Open your churches. Yeah. Petition the men to open churches. Take a stand for the Lord Jesus Christ and take a stand for the people. Love them. Open the doors. That's what we need to do right now. People are hurting. They need to hear about Christ. They need to hear about him who has paid the penalty for sin so that they can be reconciled to God. And so I hope that happens through all of this. Open the doors of the churches. Sing your hearts out to the Lord. Love one another. Practice the one another's. And be kind to those who oppose us, because we're doing this in love, and they're not going to understand it. They didn't understand Christ. They won't understand us either, but that's okay, because we love them anyway. So go on, my brothers and sisters, with boldness, proclaim the gospel. Use every opportunity to share what he has done in your life and who he is, because there's eternal souls at risk right now.
What a beautiful video. Not only that it's so beautiful, it's containing also very huge, encouraging, beautiful messages that be that must be put forward to all Christians out there. And to all pastors, just say no to this medical tyranny. Open up your churches. Because here's the most absolute fundamental thing here. Churches are more than essential than Costco, Walmart, abortion clinic, rent store, liquor store. Yes, churches are more than essential than Costco, Walmart, liquor store, yes, weed store, and abortion clinics. I can tell you. Like, this is the most egregious thing. Uh, liquor store, like LCBO, and abortion clinics can remain open. And also, I'm not, and also weed stores, yes. While churches needs to be closed. What the hell? Come on. Because this is nothing based on science or anything. I can tell you. Just pure medical tyranny. So if you're afraid of the government and you're afraid of this fine, this piece of toilet papers that meant nothing, my message is don't be afraid. And also if you're afraid of getting in jail, don't be afraid. Because it's the most absolute departmental thing I can tell you as of right now. Yes. Oh yes and oh yes. That uh in the midst of basis thing here, the most important freedom we ensure here is religious freedom, of course. So once again, don't be afraid of this tickets, don't be afraid of this intimidation. Yes, don't be afraid. Gather courage and exercise your rights. Yes, exercise your religious freedom, freedom of religion. Can tell you, exercise your rights and freedom, including freedom of religion, freedom of speech, freedom of opinion, freedom of expression, freedom of thought, freedom of conscience. Yeah, freedom of peaceful assembly, freedom of association. Yes, and even if you want, you can also. And also, here's the most absolute thing. So, the citizen, if you're a citizen journalist like me, yes, I can tell you, if you are a citizen like me, go ahead and exercise your press freedom. Yes, freedom of the press. That's another thing. And if uh, any law enforcement, yes, any police tries to stop you from exercising your rights as a citizen journalist, they should be reprimanded, of course. Because me, uh, now that I'm a citizen journalist, I'm also a commentator here. As you can see that I do my daily commentary show, which is goes from Monday to Friday and Sunday. So I can tell you, if you're afraid of getting thrown in the paddy wagon and eventually being dragged to jail for no reason, if you're afraid of these tickets and this intimidation, don't be. Don't be afraid. Rather, have some Have courage. Be courageous. Say no. There's no way I'm gonna let you get what. Yes, say this right now. Look at yourself in the mirror and repeat after me. There's no way I'm gonna let this tyrannical government have their way with me or with everyone else. Yes. And also, if you're a man and you're putting on a mask on your family and children, you're a loser, like Chris Kai said. And I'm gonna do some little bit of Chris Kai here. So, like Chris Kai said, go look at yourself in the mirror and repeat after me. I'm a loser. And tell you, it's so simple. And tell you that. I can literally tell you that. Alright? So, in the most basic thing here, Chris Kai is right. The Canadians are the most weakest people in planet Earth. Yes, because if you're not weak, then we will not be this mess in the first place. And tell you, like, we won't be in this place after. Like, if you're not weak, then we will not be in this place. Like, we will not be in this mess. And tell you. So, if I were you, stop being weak and pathetic. Yes, I'm gonna repeat it again. Yes. So, once again, I'm gonna go and repeat myself here. So, yes. Stop being weak and pathetic. Alright? Simple. It's so freaking simple. Stop being weak, stop being pathetic, have some balls, and stand up for our rights and freedoms. Yes, stand up for your rights and freedom. Have some balls. Alright? Can tell you. So, if you're a man, yes, to all men there, go ahead and take a look at yourself in the mirror and repeat after me. I'm a
Canadians
loser.
are the most weakest people on planet Earth. I'm going to say it straight. If you weren't weak, we wouldn't be in this mess. I made Mothers Against Distancing, my nonprofit. Why? Because I know Canadians are the most weakest people on planet Earth. I'm going to say it straight. If you weren't weak, we wouldn't be in this mess.
I made Mothers Against Distancing, my nonprofit. Why? Because I know the fastest and best way to wake somebody up is by using their children. And a mother's bond with their child is stronger than all this propaganda they're disseminating. A mother knows their child shouldn't be in a mask 10 hours a day inside and outside at school. A mother knows the social distancing and all that is psychological trauma. So I'm seeing mothers standing up. What am I seeing from men? I'm seeing men shun me. I'm seeing men say, put on a mask. I'm seeing men put masks on their families. You know what you guys are? You're losers. If you're a man and you put a mask on your wife and children, you are a loser. Look at yourself in the mirror and repeat after me. I am a loser. Canadians are the most weakest people on planet Earth. I'm going to say it straight. If you weren't weak, we wouldn't be in this
that
mess.
again.
I made Mothers Against Distancing, my nonprofit. Why? Because I know the fastest and best way to wake somebody up is by using their children. And a mother's bond with their child is stronger than all this propaganda they're disseminating. A mother knows their child shouldn't be in a mask 10 hours a day inside and outside at school. A mother knows the social distancing and all that is psychological trauma. So I'm seeing mothers standing up. What am I seeing from men? I'm seeing men shun me. I'm seeing men say, put on a mask. I'm seeing men put masks on their families. You know what you guys are? You're losers. If you're a man and you put a mask on your wife and children, you are a loser. Look at yourself in the mirror and repeat after me. I am a loser. Canadians are.
See? So, once again, to all men there, if you put that, like, to all men there that literally putting a mask on their wife and children, go ahead and look at yourself in the mirror and repeat after me. I'm a loser. Yes, you are a freaking loser, weak, and pathetic. Alright? If you're a man, alright, if you're a man, go grow some balls. Go have some balls. Stop being weak, pathetic, and being a loser. Stop it. Like, it's literally uncool. Alright? Literally uncool. Yes, it's freaking uncool. Not cool at all. So, once again, like Chris Kai said, go look at yourself in the mirror and yes, say it out loud that you're a loser. You are a freaking loser. For what? For being weak and pathetic. And the most thing here, folks, Chris Kai literally put out here says this: if I offended anybody with this, that means this message is for you. Yes, absolutely, it's for you because you're literally just going on and uh, keep complying it because I can tell you if you go and keep complying, we will never get out of this mess. I can tell you. Stop complying. United non-compliance.
And all they're learning is to wear this mask 24/7. They're literally making children wear the mask inside, outside, and some schools make them wear it well, pull it down between bites and eat it. And if they want to be able to breathe, they give them a little punch card, and every time you do a good deed or a favor for the school, they cross one check off. And after you've done a certain amount of good deeds, you can get a 5-minute mask break. You're literally allowing them to abuse your children to the point where they have to do work for air. And you think this is not bad for your children? You think this is not going to have a lasting psychological and physiological impact? You think that wearing a mask for 10 hours a day doesn't block the type of oxygen required to their little tiny brains that are still developing? You parents should be ashamed of yourselves. You can tell yourself any excuse you want. Look me in the eye and tell me that you're not harming your children. You know you are. and all they're learning is to wear this mask 24/7. They're literally making children wear the mask inside, outside, and some schools make them wear it while they eat, pull it down between bites, and eat it. And if they want to be able to breathe, they give them a little punch card, and every time you do a good deed or a favor for the school, they cross one check off. And after you've done a certain amount of good deeds, you can get a 5-minute mask break. You're literally allowing them to abuse your children to the point where they have to do work for children. You think this is not going to have a lasting psychological and physiological impact? You think that wearing a mask for 10 hours a day doesn't block the type of oxygen required to their little tiny brains that are still developing? You parents should be ashamed of yourselves. You can tell yourself any excuse you want. Look me in the eye and tell me that you're not harming your children. You know you are. And all they're learning is to wear this mask 24. I wanted to show all of Canada and the world, no, you don't need a vaccine passport. You just got to come home and say, I'm a Canadian citizen, so I'm not taking your test, I'm not doing your quarantine, and I'm going home. That way, when they come up with the idea of this vaccine passport, Canadians aren't so eager to jump to it and give away our last bastion of freedom that we have left. Once you give in to medical tyranny and you do not have bodily autonomy, and they can literally forcibly inject you with whatever they want as a pretense for you to live your life, are you free? Absolutely not. That's the most invasive violation of our rights thus far. And that's why they waited an entire year of demoralizing you and destroying your life and making you as hopeless as possible so you will not just accept it, you will beg for it. That's what they're doing. They're doing psychological warfare on you to weaken you to the point where you will not only accept defeat, you will accept perpetual defeat for the rest of your life. I wanted to show all of Canada and the world, no, you don't need a vaccine passport. You just got to come home and say, I'm a Canadian citizen, so I'm not taking your test, I'm not doing your quarantine, and I'm going home. That way, when they come up with the idea of this vaccine passport, Canadians...
But anyways of it, I have some fundamental, huge announcement here. Yes. So, by the means of thing here, uh, yes. So, my announcement here is, of course. So, just finished. Before the show even started, literally I went on and creating BitChute. Yes, my own BitChute account. Yes, my BitChute channel and Rumble. So, I'm now at Rumble and BitChute. And not only that, I'm also at Telegram now. Yes. In area and come with any freaking excuse that you want, but in tell you that by the mess uh I'm gonna be continuing on YouTube, but uh tell you that yes. So here's the most absolute thing I can tell you as of right now. Uh I'm gonna continue uploading things on YouTube, of course, but I can tell you, uh, there's things I'm gonna be uploading on Rumble, yes, and BitChute, yes. So, be expect. So, starting from today, yes, I'm ready at BitChute and Rumble. So, go ahead and follow me there. BitChute, and Rumble. And also, yes, Parlor. Parlor, yes. Go ahead and also follow me at Parlor also. It's so very simple to follow me. If you wanna go and follow me, I encourage you, follow me at uh BitChute, Rumble, and Parlor. Or if you may wonder if I'm gonna be creating, I'm gonna be on other also aside from BitChute, Rumble, and Parlor. If you may wondering if I'm gonna go be if you're gonna if you're gonna be on other alternative platforms. It's gonna be all depending on things here, but as of right now, I'm gonna be loading things to BitChute, Rumble, and YouTube, of course. But once come to Facebook, of course, uh, by the basis of thing here, I'm gonna be also uploading some. Yes, I'm gonna also be uploading my food reports on Facebook. And not only that here, uh, the by the basis of thing here, here's one of the most absolute fascinating thing I can tell you as of right now. Oh, yes. That I can tell you as of right now, this show will be continuing on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. So go and share this around and yes. I have one more thing. So since I keep asking you guys to go and support me at Patreon, oh yes. So I already went on and put things on my Patreon. See. See. So this is the most absolute fascinating here. And yes. So I'm gonna be after yes, in the most upcoming days, I'm gonna be pulling more things at Patreon. So yes. So support my work here by going to Patreon and become a patron. So yes. If you wanna see all this content on if you go on Patreon and you wanna see this whole thing here, yes, all of the contents that I already pull out here, all you need is so yes, become a patron. And yes, I can tell you that my basis thing here, yes, of course, is I'm gonna be putting this also on Patreon either later on or maybe tomorrow. But I can tell you, but you you don't want to miss this for sure. So Uh, basic thing here, first and most all, go ahead and please support me on Patreon, and I would truly appreciate it. Yes, I would truly appreciate all of your support. And also, yes, if you want to go and uh, crowdfund the fundraising that I created, yes. So, gf.me/u/k, yes. Go ahead and make a donation there. Yes, I'm gonna be needing all of your generous donations. Bingo. Alright. Let me go ahead and press that. Later. Uh, you know, so just make sure that when you when you contact me in any form, be sure to let me know. Yes, they just be willing to do it. So when you're gonna go ahead, if you're gonna go and contact me, you must have a legitimate reason, and I don't want anyone just calling by and wasting my freaking time. Alright, because I can tell you that you waste my time. Sorry, I'm gonna be. I'm not gonna be answering you. I'm gonna be. I'm not gonna be answering your messages or calls in the future. If you're gonna go and waste my time. And so, yes, as you can see there, just you know, just only press that thing when you have legitimate reason, but otherwise don't. All I want you to do is basically uh share this around. Yes, share it, make a donation, and I truly appreciate it. And also, if you wanna go and the if you don't go and yes, so of course. So uh here's most absolute fucking thing. Uh-huh. Hold on. Seems to be oopsie. So yes, you will go and make your donation through PayPal. Really appreciated. Can tell you that you will go and make your donation through PayPal. That will be truly appreciated too. And here's the most absolute thing I can guarantee you that your donations won't be able, yes, I can tell you, your donations won't be waste. Not gonna go into waste. It's not. It's not going to waste. So, of course. So, oh yes, I can tell you as of right now that, oh yes, that your donations will be well spent here. So, so, oh yes. So, boom, 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 hold on. Dun, 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 dun. Oopsie. So, just a couple things here. First and most, your generous donations will be truly appreciated. And, so, yes, without any further here, I would love to go and kaboom, 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 kaboom. Yes. Uh, here's one of the things I can guarantee you. First and most all, the oopsie. So here's the most thing here is right now that your generous donations will not go into waste. Hold on. Let's see. let's see with this. So hold on. Ah yes, one of the most absolute fundamental basis thing here is this, of course. So yeah, so basis of thing, first and most all that I said, yeah, generous donations will be not only that I'm gonna be needing your generous donations to keep me going here. I'm gonna be also needing this for the equipments. Yes, for equipments. Uh, here's the most another thing here. Uh, my basic thing here, if you wanna go and follow me on Telegram, you just have to wait for the link. Not right now. No. So, as you can see, if you wanna go and unlock this, okay, and then you become a patron. Go ahead. Like, go ahead and support me on Patreon. So here's what I can tell you as of right now. We expect that my upcoming full reports will be uploaded then to BitChute, yes, Rumble, and not only that, the March 13th one still on my file. So, uh, basis thing, first of all, that uh, the thing will be also on Rumble, yes. YouTube sucks, you know that. You know that big tech sucks. Because of their constant censorship, it's literally sending out a huge amount of danger to our freedom of speech. Yes, but anyways, here's another thing. So, my last announcement here is yes. So, I mean, in the most foremost thing here. So, let's come to stuff. So, I'm gonna be putting some little thing here. The warning censorship. Yeah, I'm gonna be putting out that in the beginning of the show when yes, not every single of it, but when I'm gonna go and talk about uh anything that related to the Wuhan virus, aka COVID-19, will be put out there. Like with that little warning censorship on my show. In the beginning of my show, but most of my phone reports I don't know how to, but I'm gonna still need to try it. So yes, absolute fundamental thing. So be prepared for it. So I tell you, uh, these things will not be going easy at all. Even in the any few moment right now, you still feel and no. because I got more things to talk about here. Mm-hmm. Hey, oh boy. So literally here that so literally here that in Bennett, right? Literally here at the so she posted on her Twitter that this by cooking things for her husband makes her empowered as a woman. But guess what? Leftists didn't like it at all, for sure. Leftists didn't like it at all. So they decided to go and attack her. Let's watch this.
A rock 6 miles in diameter and moving at some 45,000 miles an hour is about.
Welcome to my kitchen, guys, where today we're going to be cooking up some liberal tears. I've done it again, guys. The libs are mad at me. And why?
Speaking of liberal, there's a coffee that Kevin J. Johnston. Yes, one of the flavors that Kevin J. Johnston is selling is liberal tears. Yes, one of the flavors there. So here's the most flavors that Kevin J. All of the coffee flavors that Kevin J. Johnston selling out there. So there's liberal tears, wasted native, Merriman. Yes. Actually, let's go to Kevin J. Johnston. Yes. Oh, yes. See. Merriman. Oh, yes. And also, if you haven't read this yet, yes. Most are bullshit. Blame Canada Post. Lol. Biden's America. Yes. So, here's a coffee flavors that all of the coffees is selling out here. Yes. So, yes. So there's wasted native. Yes, Mayor Mod. So yes. So what is this? Oh, can some and so yeah. So liberal tiers Mayor Mod, Mayor Mod, Mayor Mod. Light, medium, dark, and there's wasted native. Oh yes. See that's Mayor Mod. Uh-huh. Wasted native, liberal tiers. But yes. But I can tell you, I'm not gonna buy it. I'm gonna say how much it's gonna cost at JW Foods. If I go on JW Foods, I'm gonna say how much it cost. Lol. Ah yes, that's what I have to say on how much gonna cost. But anyways, uh, let's go back to Caitlyn Bennett. Oh yes, liberal tears. Imagine it.
Tears. I've done it again, guys. The libs are mad at me. And why? Because I like cooking for my husband.
I'll be right back. I'll be right back here.
Tastes like patriarchy.
Hi, I'm Caitlyn Bennett. Some of you guys know me as the Kent State Gun Girl, and others know me as the girl with the microphone that interviews crazy Democrats. If you're wondering why I'm in my kitchen, it's because today I'm Caitlyn, the housewife who likes fulfilling her traditional gender role as a married woman. So just a few days ago, I posted a photo of me cooking to social media, and I captioned it, "You know what makes me feel the most empowered as a woman? It's not getting an abortion or rapping about. It's being a good housewife and cooking for my husband." And boy, did the left go crazy. Let's read some of the replies. It'd be more empowering if you didn't need to please a man to have any worth. But I digress. Voluntary servitude isn't bad, but expecting it as a basis for respect to women is in all cases. Because cooking for my husband is totally the same thing as slavery, right? This guy must think it's slavery to wake up every morning because he doesn't want to get out of bed. You a girl who does both. So let me get this straight. Having sex makes you feel empowered, but you refuse to respect what your body does as a result of having sex. This is why so many people fail to even find a spouse, let alone have a successful marriage, because their relationship is for pleasure and not for loving and supporting one another. And that's why they're so mad at this photo, because I have something that they don't. Love. Am I reading this right? Empowered women only get abortions and sing WAP? What? Enjoy staying single for life, I guess, Maddie. I don't know what man would love being around a woman who only enjoys spreading her legs and that's all she has to her, but you get it, girl. You get it. Broke single dad says, "No one wants your unseasoned chicken. First of all, you're a broke single dad. I do not take criticism from broke single dads." I just have to point that out there. And maybe you are a broke single dad because no one wants to cook chicken for you or even be in your presence. Internalized misogyny at its best, folks. Because loving who I am as a woman and respecting my roles in marriage means that I hate women, duh! Oh, that's right. I don't actually love women until I tell them to grow a beard and cut off their boobs. Anything less than that is misogyny. What the hell? You know, there's so much more that I want to say about these tweets, but I'd probably bet I'd get banned from social media if I say what I really want to say. But fortunately, I can over at libertyhangout.tv. If you guys sign up right now, you'll be able to watch my full, unfiltered opinions about this topic, and you're going to want to watch it. I simply could not imagine being a part of my own female oppression. Since when is loving and wanting to provide a good meal to your husband female oppression? That's interesting. And how dare we cook? getting in the kitchen is so oppressive. Oh my God. Help. Oh my God, this one's gross. I'd abort 1,000 babies before I cook for a man. Well, good luck finding a single guy who would even give you the chance to do that. This is what feminism is about. Take their words for it. They're not lying to you. This is feminism. What the f is...
A movie, a slave.
The whole particular thing here, yes, the topics I'm gonna be putting out in the upcoming show. Yes. So I think it's either by April something or so. But somewhere that I'm gonna be running a very special edition of Asseylum Justin Villamor show with some topics that's so very critical of yes, you guessed it, CCP, Chinese Communist Party. So I'm gonna so by basically of that episode, yes, when that day comes, I'm gonna be wholly focusing on the CCP, yes. Definitely going after CCP. Hopefully, yes. Hopefully that uh hopefully Big Tech won't go and censor me again. Like hopefully the Big Tech won't even go and try to silence me again. Because YouTube already did try to silence me. Uh, I can tell you that I'm gonna be putting out things that's so very huge critical of CCP, yes. Not gonna be for the whole show, but half of half of it. But yes, that I can there's a right now. It's not going anywhere. It's gonna be hard depending because I'm gonna be having some little clips here, but who knows? But if there are some clips that I know that gonna be censored by big tech, then I will go forward with it. So, we're here. So, yes, 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 yes. So, like I said again, yes. So again, I'm gonna say it. There's only one man that I'm. Yes, only one. It's only one person that I'm gonna be voting for. Other than Reb Carbone of the Republican Party of Canada. See, Reb Carbone, Reb Carbone. I love that guy. He's absolutely fantastic. And also, I have this the large issue of jurors. So, basic thing here. Uh, yes, yes. So, if you want one cup and grab one. I still got my copies. Why? Because I literally took 3 bundles of shooters. So let's get to this freaking that is again. Oh yes. Well. Oh well. So this is absolutely fascinating here. So this little this little freak shit here. Yes, this freaking idiot here. Yes, a left idiot, progressive leftist idiot. Literally pull out tweeted KKK hood to Candace Owens. And I can tell you, that's literally hate crime. That's a real hate crime. I can tell you. That's a very real hate crime. Oh boy. But I really noticing out there like some Emerson saying, oh, there's too much white supremacy out there. Like white supremacy is everywhere. Even you're black, you still even you're black, you can still have the white supremacy. If you're black, you can still be a white supremacist. But absolutely in here. And I can tell you that Don Jr. is literally on full force disowning this freaking narrative. Oh yes. Everywhere. Everywhere is destroying this left-wing narrative. Oh boy. But here you go. But I can tell you isn't this a like let me ask you this leftist. Isn't this a isn't this considered a real hate does this count as a hate crime? Does it does this thing count does this even count as a hate crime? Oh boy. Hey that is so is this man running for US Congress to say who is supremacist for literally tweeting a KKK hood to Candace Owens? Hey, where you left this idiot? They would
Color God is colored. Who made them the color God?
Well, welcome to Clown World, my friends. The only place where you can have a progressive, tolerant, white liberal throw a Klan hood at a black woman and still think that he's the good guy. That's right, my friends. This, again, of course, is a side effect of how we've structured our society with the mainstream media press, the big tech oligarchs, all these kid fuckers in Hollywood, and all these weak-ass sports athletes running around pushing a narrative that white supremacy, that is the cause for everything out there. Shh, don't point out statistics, don't point out facts, or we will and scream as we strike you. And that's what you're seeing right now. All of these numbnuts have set up these safe space, ignorance, internet cry closet safe bubbles that they put themselves in, and they don't understand that, again, a side effect of that is when you idiots run your mouth because you think you've got so much protection, you're outed as the open racist everybody knows that you idiots are, which is why you resort to projection when you attack our side. No, you're the clear racist. And take a look at this. Holy balls, if you need any proof of this, we back out here with Candace Owens. We're at theblaze.com. Leftist white male running for U.S. Congress tweets KKK hood to Candace Owens and gets slapped right back as racist. This is such a fucking bad tweet. This is such an awful tweet that even the shitheads on Twitter, the lefty hive mind that it is, the villainous scum, even they're like, holy shit, man. I fucking hate Candace Owens, but this is a bad tweet. You know you done fucked up and stepped on a gigantic rake when even the lefties are trying to distance themselves from you. So hopefully this has detonated this asshole's run for Congress, but with the lefty base out there, who knows? I mean, these people are pure shitheads. So anyway, Candace Owens tweets back, quote, you seriously just tweeted this to a black woman? You know. Well, here's how it all starts, my friends. Candace Owens, she puts out this tweet, and she's fighting against this nonsense that's going on right now, because we're in the middle. They've shifted a little bit, the psychological op that's going on, and they're pivoting away from Black Lives Matter. Now it's hashtag Asian Lives Matter, even though you're not supposed to use the hashtag Asian Lives Matter because that takes away from the Black Lives Matter hashtag, and that will put black people in jeopardy, and therefore it's white supremacy to use any other lives matter. It's all stupid. It's all fucking AIDS. But this is where we're at right now. Anytime an Asian gets attacked, even if it's a fucking black dude and they arrest the black dude, it's still white supremacy. This is the mental gymnastics that the left is doing right now. And by the way, we put this story in a video yesterday, last night, or maybe this morning. I can't keep up. Where that dude pissed on a lady in the New York subway system. That lady, she told the police that it was a white dude. She snapped pictures of the dude who pissed on her, and it was a black dude. I mean, this is how mentally unstable these idiots are. They're afraid to point out that black and brown people are predominantly the ones who are attacking the Asian communities. And listen, you're going to get more of that. Because when the mainstream media press, the community, and the big tech oligarchs won't let you point out statistical facts, then you're giving cover to the criminals attacking the Asian communities. They'll put out, hey, there's a carjacking in San Francisco. They've got video of it, and they'll blur out the individuals because they're fucking black. Right? And they'll go, hey, this person, this 86-year-old Asian dude just got fucking murdered. We got a description of the man. He's 6 feet tall. He's 150 pounds. He got a slight mustache. What color is he? Oh, shit, we don't talk about color. You're going to get more criminality in these areas because the criminals know that you aren't going to help people look for them because you're afraid to say what color they are. Candace Owens is pointing that out. Candace Owens is attacking the current psychological operation that's going on, and these lefties ain't going to have it. So she puts out this tweet, says, the number one violent offenders against black people are the black people. No one's going to question this. No one's going to question this. Again, the same thing against white people or white people. That's how this works out. Until you get to the Asian community, because those people don't commit any crimes, man. The second part of her tweet, the number one violent offenders against Asian Americans are also black people. And now that is what set this bitch off. This is what is exploding the lefty narrative. And so he's going to have to come in and he's going to have to run some cover. She finishes up her tweet saying, but both Black Lives Matter and Asian Lives Matter campaigns are dedicated to stomping out white supremacy. Because, of course, clown world. To which this fucking bitch over here, look at this round head. You know this dude got an addiction to soy. That's all pubic hair that he's stapled to his face because this motherfucker ain't got no testosterone. Villamor for Congress, my friends. Yikes, everybody. Yikes. You may have dropped this, and it's a picture, if you're just listening to this, it's a fucking Klan hood. He just threw a Klan hood at Candace Owens on Twitter in an attempt to silence her. This is a digital terrorist trying to get a woman to stop spitting facts through a threat of shame. We're going to shame.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Imagine. Imagine an idiot throwing a plan to a black person, a black woman or a black man. That's a freaking hate crime, right? That is like, pretty much it's a hate crime, right? It's a duper duper racist thing. It's super duper racist. But I'm pretty much sure you guys have no problem with throwing the clan hood to uh, any black persons that you don't agree with, such as Candace Owens. Good job, idiots. Good job. Good job. Good job out there. Hey, leftists, don't you think that this freaking lefty progressive idiot here deserves to be called a white supremacist for literally throwing our clan to Candace Owens? Hey, leftists, where are you when it comes to this thing? Where are you? Of course, they're literally silent with here because they're literally totally fine with them for sure. Oh boy. Can tell you, if you've been wondering where's the MSM here, no, they're nowhere to be found. Why? Because this literally blows up their freaking narrative here. Of course, I can tell you, like this literally blows up their fucking narrative. Not only that they have a narrative, there's also have agenda behind it. Like they're pushing an agenda behind this thing. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh gee. Well, in the most of us all here, like yes, of course, like in the most of us all, that it was the Democrats who created the KKK, the Ku Klux Klan. Yes, they uh Democrats are the ones who created the Ku Klux Klan, the KKK. And tell you, like they're the ones who created this, and they've been calling everyone that don't agree with them as you know that MSM is literally calling anyone that don't agree with them a white supremacist, conspiracy theorist, uh, racist, any slander, yes, all full of slanders. And then, oh man, I don't know what even to say with this. Good job, idiots. Good job. Uh,
I'm going to paint you with a broad brush of racism, even though you're black. I'm going to throw a Klan hood at you if you keep spitting out facts. That's exactly what this is. The entire rest of the Twitter thread just goes back and blasts this asshole. Look at Professor Space Pirate over here, which is an excellent name. Comes out and says, I'm pretty sure this is a hate crime in California. It is. It is. I'm telling you right now. If you're a fucking conservative, a Republican, if you're an anti-commie, and you put a Klan hood on Twitter in a black woman's feed, you go into federal, pound you in the ass prison. They will drop everything to find you. They will take an entire floor of the Oakland PD tower and they will devote it into finding your ass with a motherfucking Space Force. But if you're a progressive lefty, running for Congress and you throw a Klan hood at this woman, they'll just ignore it. And you know, it's not going to be a hate crime. But Candace Owens comes out. She says, pretty sure a white man dropping a Klansman hood off to target a black woman is a hate crime everywhere. I wonder if I could file a police report against him in California. This dumb dickhead, by the way, he keeps coming back. He's trying to salvage this, and he keeps going, well, I'm like a history professor, everybody, and I know that dangerous rhetoric needs to be fought with.
The awesome thing here is that this fucking idiot is not throwing any fucking rhetoric. And I'm pretty much sure that if you throw a like literally like if you go and throw a clan hood to Cardi B's feed, yes, like if you go and throw a clan hood to Cardi B's Twitter feed, pretty much sure that this and MSM, they're gonna go, they're gonna do everything to talk you down, to get your ass there, and call you a white supremacist, a racist, misogynist, bigot, all on that. Oh boy. But I can tell you, a double standard here, because I can tell, like, here's the one thing, the double standard here. When you throw a, like when you go and throw a clanhood to a black conservative Twitter feed, that seems to be okay. That seems to be okay. Oh boy. But it is what, like, it is for sure that it is 100 like it is 100% hate crime, like 100% that this is a freaking hate crime. Oh boy. But I even wonder if Candace Owens can file a police report on California or any other state, any dipshit states. Like, I wonder, and even, like, not only that, uh, not only that here, the most of Daisy's thing here, uh, yes. Oh, yes. I wonder if, I wonder if these patriots can go ahead and file a police report. Oh boy. Oh man. Like imagine that this, like imagine those who are out racism, misogyny, being white supremacy is the one who's literally going on and throwing clear to Candace Owens. But when it's come to them, of course, when it's come to throwing Clarkson to Cardi B or even LeBron James, they're gonna call you white supremacy, a bigot racist, and they're gonna use all the resources to track you down, to get your asses there for sure. But I tell you, this is the freaking double standard. Seems the us in the leftist world seems to be okay when you throw a KKK hood to any conservative, yes, to any black conservatives there. But but if you dare to throw a KKK hood to LeBron James Twitter feed, pretty much sure they're gonna go and talk you down for sure. But anyways, oh boy. And they saying, "Oh, Black Lives Matter, everybody. We actually care about we like we actually care about this racism thing. Like we really care about it." But wait, like you guys the one who keep spouting this whole freaking thing when it's come to hate crimes and stuff. But you're not even trying to condemn this little idiot there for throwing a KKK hood to Candace Owens' Twitter feed. Good yet. Oh boy. Well, anyways, let's face it.
More rhetoric. You didn't bring any rhetoric to this. You brought zero rhetoric to this discussion. You could have a discussion with Candace Owens. If you're running for Congress, you should know that this is going to have a bad. Wait, of course he doesn't know. He's a lefty idiot. He's in a fucking safe space bubble. He has no idea how the rest of the world operates and how the rest of the world is going to view this because he's a dumb shithead, weak bitch who's secluded himself off on the internet and he's surrounded by like-minded tards. All you got to do, Liam Omar, all you got to do is say, where did you get those numbers? I want to know where you got those numbers at. I want to source them. I want to take a look at, but he don't want to do that because he knows full fucking well that what she's saying is true. The problem with that Liam has with Candace Owens is that she's spilling the beans. Is that she's spit.
Oh boy. When you think that, if you're thinking about leftism, like you think that this leftist idiot are the most tolerant one, they care for diversity, they really care about racism. No, they're not. No, they're the most intolerant one. When you don't agree with them, like they call you names, and not only that, they can even if they cannot even tolerate things that goes against their narrative, and they don't actually really freaking diversity there. I don't think that I'm pretty much sure that they don't have any fucking diversity there. But anyways, not only that here, by the most of thing here, what I can tell you as of right now is the these freaking idiots doesn't know what they're spawning out there. Like, uh, man, I'm literally lost for words here, but I'm gonna try to keep up with this. But anyways, uh, when you think about these freaking idiots, like, when they go protest, uh, it's not usually peaceful. There's always burning and burning. But remember, remember this freaking idiot, this yeah, who had literally burned his he, he literally burned his shits down with Molotov cocktail. Can tell you. Uh, let's see. Let's see. Oh boy. Uh, oopsie. Antifa month of cocktail. Damn. Oh, see? Look at that. But uh, we'll see. It's uh, let's see. What was I also was referring to dating here? Nah, huh? Looks like I'm gonna have no choice but to go to CGTN. Oh, let's see this. Oh! Anyways, this thing is kind of contains some graphic things, so some little discussion advice here. Thank you. Uh, Boom! Point, 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 point. According to CNN, fiery but mostly peaceful. See? Think imagine these idiots there. Oh boy. They're being given a total protection for sure. But anyways, I'm pretty much we're gonna have some more fun tomorrow with it. But anyways, uh, yes. So once again, please don't forget to show you. So please don't forget to show. Yes, support me at patreon.com. Yes, that's patreon.com/Asseylum Villamor. And also not only that, if you can make a donation at gf.me/u/zgkyhk or at paypal.com/paypal/Asseylum and Shumat, you can go also follow me on Rumble and BitChute. And I'm gonna be putting yes, either later on or tomorrow I'm gonna be putting out the links for my BitChute and Rumble. But without any further, don't forget keep fighting for freedom and open up the churches. Say no to this medical tyranny. And have a glorious night. Have a good night and tell you. Hopefully I see you guys tomorrow then. But yeah, so that's it for today. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for paying attention. And keep fighting for freedom. So good night. Good night, folks. So hopefully I see you guys tomorrow then.